Processed meats don't just mess with your waistline. They mess with your liver like a toxic ex that just won't leave. Yeah, we've all heard, too much fat and sodium is bad. But here's the real kicker. It's the invisible chemicals hiding inside that do the long-term damage. Nitrates and nitrites, the so-called preservers, turn into toxic time bombs in your body. These compounds get cozy in your system, slowly corroding your liver cells like acid rain on steel. The result? Chronic inflammation. And when the liver's on fire, it doesn't just wave a white flag. It starts to break down. Forget the sci-fi detox myths. Your liver is your detox machine. It regulates blood sugar, filters out junk, and processes fats. But when it's clogged with chemical residue and saturated fat from those so-called quick snacks, it starts slipping. First, it struggles to break down nutrients. Then comes the real chaos: insulin resistance. Translation: your body forgets how to handle sugar. You get bloated, foggy, tired. And just like that, you're trapped in a feedback loop of fat gain and fatigue. Meanwhile, your liver's silently waving a distress flag that no one's seeing. Processed meat is basically a stealth attack. No blood, no bruises, just a slow-motion breakdown of your body's command center. Think you're safe because you're just having a few slices of deli ham now and then? Think again. Over time, those small indulgences become a full-blown metabolic mutiny. Now let's talk about industrial sweets, the colorful poisons we call treats. A little candy bar might seem harmless, a nostalgic nod to childhood, but in reality, it's a biochemical ambush. These sugar bombs are packed with high fructose corn syrup, a substance so sneaky, it makes your liver its personal dumping ground. Here's what happens. Instead of using that sugar for energy, your liver converts it into fat. That fat builds up, ignites inflammation, and before you know it, fatty liver disease is quietly settling in. Unlike glucose, which the body at least knows what to do with, fructose skips the line and heads straight to the liver. No detours, no warnings. And once it gets there, it doesn't knock. It kicks the door in and dumps fat everywhere. Imagine throwing a frat party in a library. That's what fructose does to your liver. And don't even get me started on corn syrup. It's in everything: sodas, sauces, snacks. And it's been linked to insulin resistance and liver scarring. That's not candy. It's sabotage in a shiny wrapper. This isn't about fear. It's about clarity. Every bite of processed meat, every sip of sugary soda, it's not just cheating your diet. It's slowly rewriting your health story. If your liver could talk, it wouldn't whisper. It'd scream, not for attention, but for relief. So next time you walk past that snack aisle and hear a chocolate bar calling your name, just remember, it's not food. It's a Trojan horse with sprinkles, and your liver's the battleground. Industrial sweets aren't just bad for your teeth. They're biochemical warfare on your liver. You think you're just unwrapping a candy bar. What you're actually doing is signing a permission slip for a slow-motion disaster. That sugar rush? It's not just hitting your taste buds. It's slamming straight into your liver like a wrecking ball wrapped in caramel. Your body doesn't burn that sugar off. It buries it deep in the liver, converting it into fat like a silent saboteur. The buildup is slow, steady, and almost invisible until it isn't. That's how fatty liver disease sneaks up. Not with symptoms, but with silence. And that's just the beginning. Because sugar doesn't come alone. It rolls in with a posse. Artificial colors, preservatives, mystery chemicals that sound like they belong in a lab experiment. Not your lunch. These aren't treats. They're traps. You ever notice how one piece of candy turns into the whole bag? That's not a lack of willpower. It's chemistry. Sugar lights up the same part of the brain as cocaine. No metaphor. That's neuroscience. The more you eat, the more your brain demands. Your body's whispering, stop, but your brain is screaming, more. That's not craving. That's addiction. And while you're chasing that next bite, your liver is clocking overtime it never signed up for, filtering toxins, breaking down fat, trying to stay afloat while you unknowingly drown it in sweetness. But there's a plot twist. You don't have to give up on your sweet tooth. You just have to outsmart it. Dark chocolate, real dark chocolate, not the sugar-laced candy version, can give you that dopamine hit without detonating your liver. Dried fruits without added sugar, raw honey, or even homemade snacks with natural sweeteners. They're not just alternatives, they're survival tools, because every snack is a decision. Every wrapper is a clue, and every craving, a coded message from your body. What you choose next could heal you or hurt you. Now cue the next suspect, packaged snacks. The crunchy, salty, dangerously addictive kind. We don't call them junk food for nothing. Behind that feel-good crunch is a horror story of trans fats, refined oils, and sodium that could pickle your insides. These aren't just snacks. They're landmines. Trans fats are the worst offenders. Man-made, hard to digest, liver-wrecking substances that clog your system and promote fat storage in all the wrong places. Your liver doesn't even know what to do with them. They're like alien invaders, unnatural, unrecognizable, and unforgiving. And don't be fooled by that low-fat or baked, not fried nonsense. Most of these snacks are still swimming in refined oils, excessive salt, and flavor-boosting chemicals like MSG, which tricks your brain into thinking you're still hungry long after your stomach taps out. What's happening behind the scenes is more sinister. These chemical cocktails force your liver into overdrive, constantly trying to detox and catch up. But the more you snack, the less it can cope. Over time, healthy liver cells get replaced by scar tissue, a slow internal scarring process known as fibrosis. And once that begins, it's not just about feeling tired or bloated anymore. You're playing with irreversible damage. Too much sodium? That's another silent killer. It retains fluid, spikes your blood pressure, and leaves your liver swimming in stress. The more your liver has to process, the more it struggles to stay efficient. The system clogs, the toxins pile up, and your body slowly loses the fight. You don't feel it right away. That's the danger. You just think you're tired, or gaining a little weight, or craving more snacks. But underneath that casual munching session, something deeper is brewing. Something your future self will wish you had paid attention to sooner. Because your liver, it's not just a filter. It's the unsung hero of your health, and it's fighting for you every single day, even when you're fighting against it. So before you tear open another bag of something that crunches like joy, but acts like poison, ask yourself, is that moment of comfort worth the slow destruction that comes with it? Your liver already knows the answer. If the devil had a favorite snack, it'd be a glazed donut, laced with just the right mix of sugar and fat. Sweet enough to seduce your taste buds, toxic enough to torch your liver. Industrialized donuts and cakes aren't just desserts. They're biochemical traps disguised as comfort food, and we've all fallen for it. These aren't just calorie bombs. They're sugar-soaked, trans, fat-infused grenades dressed up in sprinkles. Each bite is a direct assault on your liver's ability to keep you alive. It's not just the ingredients. It's the combination. Sugar and fat, when married in the lab, don't just make things taste good. They make your liver beg for mercy. Trans fats, those Frankenstein fats designed in factories, aren't metabolized like natural fats. They cling, they accumulate, they inflame, and over time, they harden into liver-killing scars. It's called hepatic steatosis, but you might know it as silent destruction, because there are no warning signs, no sirens, just a daily donut on your desk while your liver quietly deteriorates in the background. Sugar makes it worse, much worse. The moment you indulge, your bloodstream floods with glucose. The liver, trying to save you, converts that sugar into fat, but it's not equipped for the overflow. Eventually, the fat storage tanks burst. You don't feel it, but your liver does. It swells, it chokes, and it stops detoxifying. It's like asking a firefighter to put out a 5-alarm blaze using a garden hose. What makes it sinister? The packaging. These pastries don't look like poison. They look like joy. They remind us of birthdays, break rooms, baby showers. They're wrapped in nostalgia, in powdered sugar. You're not just eating a cake. You're eating memories. That's what makes it addictive. And that's exactly how these treats sneak past your defenses. But there's more. It's not just sugar and fat. These foods are laced with chemical stabilizers, artificial dyes, shelf life extenders. Fancy terms for synthetic junk that keeps the product fresh, while overloading your liver with detox work it was never built to handle. The preservatives preserve the product, but not you. And it's not rare. These things are everywhere. Your gas station, your grocery store, the birthday party, the office meeting. You can't scroll your phone without seeing a perfectly lit donut reel. It's been normalized, even glamorized. But underneath that glistening glaze, chronic inflammation, fatty buildup, cirrhosis creeping in. What nobody tells you is this. The real danger isn't the one donut you ate. It's the belief that one doesn't matter. It's the ritual, the just a bite habit. It's death by 1,000 pastries. If you think this is about willpower, think again. This is biochemistry being weaponized against your brain. Your cravings aren't a lack of discipline. They're a symptom of a hijacked reward system. Sugar and trans fats hit the same brain receptors as cocaine. Let that sink in. So no, you're not crazy for craving donuts, but you are being played. The liver isn't a warrior. It's a filter. Overload it, and it breaks. Quietly. Permanently. And once that filter clogs, everything else, your energy, your skin, your mood, even your immunity, starts to collapse like dominoes. It's not about guilt. It's about awareness. Because you can't fight what you don't know is killing you. And if that sounds dramatic, it should. This isn't a food story. It's a forensic case. And your liver is Exhibit A. You ever wonder why your liver's acting like it's been through a bar fight, when all you've been eating are donuts and rice? Here's the dirty secret no one wants to say out loud. The stuff we call comfort food might be quietly wrecking your body's detox HQ. Let's start with donuts and cakes, the seductive saboteurs of modern kitchens. On the outside, golden, crispy, dusted in sugar, like some kind of edible snow globe. On the inside, a crime scene. These things are packed with a lethal mix of trans fats, refined sugars, and bleached flour, each one bad enough on its own. Together, they're basically the mafia of metabolic destruction. Trans fats? They're like that one guest who overstays, overtalks, and never cleans up after themselves. They jam up your cholesterol, hike up the bad kind, shut down the good kind, and then squat in your liver, turning it into a fat storage unit. Over time, this builds into a full-blown fatty liver situation, something doctors call hepatic steatosis. but your liver just calls it hell. Then sugar steps in like it's sweet and innocent. Spoiler, it's not. That sugar high? It's actually a liver low. The moment it hits your bloodstream, your liver gets slammed with orders to convert it into fat. Not energy, not magic, just more fat. And that's when the real chaos starts. Fat buildup, insulin resistance, and a metabolism so sluggish it might as well be on vacation. But wait, there's more. These industrial pastries aren't just sugar-fat bombs. They come dressed in chemical warfare. Artificial dyes, preservatives, stabilizers, all disguised as flavor enhancers. Your liver's not built to handle that kind of assault. Every chemical your body doesn't recognize becomes the liver's problem. And guess what? Even your liver has limits. The overload? It's not dramatic at first, but it's steady. It's quiet. It's relentless. One donut here, a slice of cake there, and suddenly, your liver's trying to function through smog. Your detox system slows down, inflammation kicks up, and you're left wondering why you're tired, puffy, and gaining weight even when you're eating light. Now, this doesn't mean you need to ghost dessert forever, but it does mean you need to stop inviting the toxic ex to dinner. Homemade treats with natural sweeteners, healthy fats, and whole grains. Still delicious, just not deadly. You keep the comfort, ditch the consequences. And just when you thought it was safe to pivot from sweets to healthy carbs, enter white rice. Looks harmless, feels safe. Total Trojan horse. White rice is a master of disguise. Marketed as a staple food, it's really a sugar bomb in a white tuxedo. The moment you eat it, it breaks down into glucose faster than your willpower in a bakery. That sugar rush spikes your insulin so fast, your pancreas doesn't even get a warning. Now, do that every day, and your body starts to tune out insulin like background noise. That's insulin resistance, and it's the express lane to fatty liver disease. Unlike brown rice, which comes with fiber and nutrients intact, white rice is stripped down, polished up, and nutritionally ghosted. No fiber means no brake system. You eat more, you stay hungry, and you spiral into the snack zone, blaming willpower when it's really biology. And that's not the end. High refined carb diets like these also trigger inflammatory responses that poke and prod at your liver until it finally snaps. Chronic inflammation becomes the norm. Fat piles up, detox slows down, and you're left with a liver that's struggling like a phone on 3% battery. The twist? This happens quietly. You won't feel the damage until it's already serious. No sirens, no obvious symptoms, just the slow drip of damage behind the scenes. So what do? You get wise, you get ahead. You learn that the foods you trust might not deserve it, and you don't wait until the warning lights flash red. Because once your liver goes down, everything else follows. White rice. It's the one thing in your kitchen that looks the most innocent, and yet, it might be silently plotting against your liver. You think it's harmless? Think again. This squeaky clean carb gets invited to dinner every night, but behind that polished exterior is a blood sugar bomb waiting to blow. The second it hits your system, it breaks down faster than a Hollywood marriage, flooding your bloodstream with glucose, triggering a panic mode insulin surge. And trust me, your pancreas is not built for that kind of pressure on repeat. Now, here's where things get messy. These repeated insulin spikes slowly train your body to ignore insulin like it's spam mail. That's insulin resistance, and it's the red carpet entrance to fatty liver disease. All from the food you thought was safe, because it's just rice. But don't worry. You don't have to swear off rice and become a quinoa monk overnight. There's a smarter play. Brown rice. It's like white rice's more grounded cousin, the one who doesn't ghost your metabolism. It's packed with fiber, slows down sugar absorption, and actually leaves you feeling full, not fooled. Quinoa and black rice? Same deal. Nutrient-rich, satisfying. And they don't double-cross your liver with every bite. Still not convinced? Here's a twist. White rice has zero fiber. That means you eat more, stay hungrier, and unknowingly pack on pounds that quietly crush your liver's resilience over time. White rice doesn't just leave you unsatisfied. It leaves you vulnerable. And when your liver's under siege, the damage creeps in silently, fat layer by fat layer, until your energy tanks and your health takes the hit. Now let's talk about the real villains. Processed meats, bacon, ham, sausages, the triple threat. They smell like heaven and taste like childhood weekends. But what they do to your liver? That's a horror story in disguise. Processed meats are marinated in saturated fats, loaded with sodium, and laced with preservatives that sound like chemistry homework. Every bite is a burden, forcing your liver to scrub out toxins it was never designed to handle. That dreamy bacon strip? It's a salt bomb with a side of chemical warfare. Your liver's job is to detox your system. But when it's being drowned in sodium daily, fluid retention kicks in, blood pressure climbs, and detoxification slows to a crawl. That's not just inconvenience. That's a shutdown in progress. And the worst part? Nitrates and nitrites, the invisible assassins in your favorite cold cuts. These preservatives keep the meat looking fresh while silently contributing to inflammation and liver cell damage. They're like double agents, smiling at you from the package while silently sabotaging your health from the inside out. So no, this isn't about guilt-tripping you out of your breakfast bacon or your sushi rice. It's about awareness, because the biggest danger isn't what you eat once. It's what you eat every day, thinking it's no big deal. Your liver's not a machine. It's a frontline soldier, and every choice you make either equips it or exhausts it. Choose smart, not perfect, not obsessive, just smart enough to stop the silent war happening behind your ribs. And the next time you reach for that innocent snack, remember, it's not about what it tastes like now. It's about how your body pays for it later. Here's the part they don't print on the bacon package. Those seemingly harmless cold cuts in your fridge. They're chemically booby-trapped. The preservatives, nitrates, and nitrites aren't just there to keep your meat pretty. Once inside your body, they mutate into toxic compounds that wage biochemical warfare on your liver. Not dramatic enough? They spark free radicals, tiny wrecking balls that hammer away at liver cells until the tissue scars over. That's not just damage. It's cirrhosis, the final stage of liver decline. Once those scars set in, your liver doesn't bounce back. It shuts down, one layer at a time. And it doesn't stop there. Processed meats come with a second punch, saturated fats. Unlike the good fats your body knows how to handle, these are metabolic misfits. They don't just clog your arteries, they settle in your liver like unwanted house guests. Slowly, stubbornly, they turn your liver into a fat storage unit. That's fatty liver disease, and it doesn't come with warning signs. It comes with silence until your body's detox system flatlines and your energy, metabolism, and blood sugar go haywire. White rice. It's the one thing in your kitchen that looks the most innocent, and yet it might be silently plotting against your liver. You think it's harmless? Think again. This squeaky clean carb gets invited to dinner every night, but behind that polished exterior is a blood sugar bomb waiting to blow. The second it hits your system, it breaks down faster than a Hollywood marriage, flooding your bloodstream with glucose, triggering a panic mode insulin surge. And trust me, your pancreas is not built for that kind of pressure on repeat. Now, here's where things get messy. These repeated insulin spikes slowly train your body to ignore insulin like it's spam mail. That's insulin resistance, and it's the red carpet entrance to fatty liver disease. All from the food you thought was safe, because it's just rice. But don't worry. You don't have to swear off rice and become a quinoa monk overnight. There's a smarter play: brown rice. It's like white rice's more grounded cousin, the one who doesn't ghost your metabolism. It's packed with fiber, slows down sugar absorption, and actually leaves you feeling full, not fooled. Quinoa and black rice? Same deal. Nutrient-rich, satisfying. And they don't double-cross your liver with every bite. Still not convinced? Here's a twist. White rice has zero fiber. That means you eat more, stay hungrier, and unknowingly pack on pounds that quietly crush your liver's resilience over time. White rice doesn't just leave you unsatisfied. It leaves you vulnerable. And when your liver's under siege, the damage creeps in silently, fat layer by fat layer, until your energy tanks and your health takes the hit. Now let's talk about the real villains. Processed meats, bacon, ham, sausages, the triple threat. They smell like heaven and taste like childhood weekends. But what they do to your liver? That's a horror story in disguise. Processed meats are marinated in saturated fats, loaded with sodium, and laced with preservatives that sound like chemistry homework. Every bite is a burden, forcing your liver to scrub out toxins it was never designed to handle. That dreamy bacon strip? It's a salt bomb with a side of chemical warfare. Your liver's job is to detox your system. But when it's being drowned in sodium daily, fluid retention kicks in, blood pressure climbs, and detoxification slows to a crawl. That's not just inconvenience. That's a shutdown in progress. And the worst part? Nitrates and nitrites, the invisible assassins in your favorite cold cuts. These preservatives keep the meat looking fresh while silently contributing to inflammation and liver cell damage. They're like double agents, smiling at you from the package while silently sabotaging your health from the inside out. So no, this isn't about guilt-tripping you out of your breakfast bacon or your sushi rice. It's about awareness, because the biggest danger isn't what you eat once. It's what you eat every day, thinking it's no big deal. Your liver's not a machine. It's a frontline soldier, and every choice you make either equips it or exhausts it. Choose smart, not perfect, not obsessive, just smart enough to stop the silent war happening behind your ribs. And the next time you reach for that innocent snack, remember, it's not about what it tastes like now. It's about how your body pays for it later. Here's the part they don't print on the bacon package. Those seemingly harmless cold cuts in your fridge. They're chemically booby-trapped. The preservatives, nitrates, and nitrites aren't just there to keep your meat pretty. Once inside your body, they mutate into toxic compounds that wage biochemical warfare on your liver. Not dramatic enough? They spark free radicals, tiny wrecking balls that hammer away at liver cells until the tissue scars over. That's not just damage. It's cirrhosis, the final stage of liver decline. Once those scars set in, your liver doesn't bounce back. It shuts down, one layer at a time. And it doesn't stop there. Processed meats come with a second punch: saturated fats. Unlike the good fats your body knows how to handle, these are metabolic misfits. They don't just clog your arteries, they settle in your liver like unwanted house guests. Slowly, stubbornly, they turn your liver into a fat storage unit. That's fatty liver disease, and it doesn't come with warning signs. It comes with silence until your body's detox system flatlines and your energy, metabolism, and blood sugar go haywire. Here's the kicker. Those same fats disrupt how your liver processes nutrients. It's like giving it a puzzle where half the pieces are missing. Over time, this dysfunction snowballs into insulin resistance. The liver stops responding to insulin signals, sugar builds up in your blood, fat levels spike, and suddenly, you're on a crash course toward type 2 diabetes, all from that seemingly innocent ham sandwich. Each bite of processed meat is a slow drip assault on your liver. 1. It fills it with fat. 2. It triggers hormonal chaos that locks your body in a toxic loop. It's the perfect recipe for long-term breakdown. And most people don't even know it's happening. But let's be real. Processed meats are everywhere. They're the lazy fix we've all fallen for. Toss a few slices of bacon on a breakfast plate. Roll some ham into a lunch wrap. Sprinkle salami on a salad. And boom, you've just done your liver dirty 3 times in one day. Convenient? Yes. Harmless? Not even close. The good news? You don't have to live on tofu and kale. Just upgrade your proteins. Lean cuts of chicken, turkey, and fish are clean, powerful swaps that fuel your body without burying your liver in toxins. Craving cold cuts? Grab preservative-free options, or better yet, make your own. It's not about perfection. It's about protection. Start seeing your food as liver support or liver sabotage. Whole foods, real ingredients, unprocessed options. They don't just feed you, they fight for you. Every fruit, vegetable, grain, and clean fat you add to your plate turns your liver from overworked to optimized. Your liver isn't just some background organ. It's the command center for detox, metabolism, and hormonal balance, and it remembers everything you feed it. So here's the truth. You can either keep trading flavor for function and hope your body holds out, or you can flip the script. Because that first clean bite, that's not just food, that's a statement. Let's talk about pizza, but not the kind made by Nonna in a wood-fired oven. We're talking about the industrialized beast, frozen, fast food, factory-built pizza that looks like comfort but acts like chaos inside your body. It's not just junk food, it's biochemical sabotage with extra cheese. Beneath that golden crust and gooey cheese lies a toxic cocktail. Refined flours, artificial oils, synthetic fats, and enough sodium to preserve a mummy. Sure, it looks harmless, nostalgic even. But every bite sets off a slow-motion car crash inside your liver. Let's start with the crust. Most mass-produced pizza dough is made from refined white flour, the same blood sugar bomb found in cheap bread and instant noodles. Your body breaks it down in record time, flooding your bloodstream with glucose. And guess who gets stuck cleaning up the mess? Your liver. Over time, this sugar overload morphs into fat deposits, slowly suffocating the very organ that keeps you alive. And that's just the dough. The cheese? It's not dairy. It's drama. Industrial cheese is loaded with saturated fat and sodium. Those fats inflame your liver, while the sodium throws off your body's fluid balance and raises blood pressure. It's like sending your liver into a boxing match with its hands tied. But wait, it gets worse. Trans fats, the Frankenstein fats of the food industry, are hiding in the sauce, the toppings, even the dough. These artificial fats are liver killers. They spike bad cholesterol, crush the good kind, and trigger chronic inflammation that your liver can't keep up with. Over time, the damage adds up, and your liver goes from detox superhero to overworked casualty. It's like trying to wash the dishes in a house fire. And here's the part no one wants to say out loud. You can't just sweat it out or drink more water after eating this stuff. That pizza isn't a cheat meal. It's a calculated risk. One slice? Maybe not the end of the world, but slice after slice, week after week, year after year. That's how you build fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and eventually irreversible damage, cirrhosis, liver cancer. Game over. We glamorize pizza as the ultimate comfort food, but the industrialized version is a Trojan horse. Seductive on the outside, destructive at the core. This isn't about fear. It's about facts. If your liver could talk, it wouldn't beg for kale. It would just ask for mercy. There's a reason you feel sluggish after fast food. That's not just bloating. It's biochemical burnout. Your body is waving a red flag, and your liver is leading the protest. So next time you grab that frozen slice, remember, it's not just pizza. It's a decision your liver has to live with. Or not. Pizza isn't dangerous because it's cheesy. It's dangerous because it's everywhere. It's cheap. It's easy. It's addictive. And most of all, it's deceptive. 1 minute, you're taking a bite out of happiness. The next, your liver's filing a restraining order. Industrialized pizza is the perfect storm of modern food engineering. High glycemic flour, sodium-packed toppings, cheap oils, and chemical preservatives, all disguised in a crispy, golden crust. Your taste buds are having a party, but your liver, it's drowning in toxic debt. The scary part? It's not the occasional slice. It's the habit. Because when something's this available, this convenient, and this crave-worthy, it becomes routine. And that's where the real damage begins. Your liver doesn't get a day off. Every processed bite you take is another unpaid bill it has to sort through. But here's the twist. You don't have to quit pizza. You just need to take it back from the factories and put it in your own hands. Homemade pizza isn't just a healthier option. It's a power move. Swap out that blood sugar-boosting white crust for whole grain or cauliflower base. Drop the synthetic cheese and go for real stuff. Minimal ingredients, max nutrition. Olive oil over mystery sauce. Veggies over chemical toppings. Lean meats over greasy fillers. The difference isn't subtle. It's seismic. It's not about giving up your favorite comfort food. It's about flipping the script so your comfort doesn't come at the cost of your health. When you control the ingredients, you're not just making better pizza. You're giving your liver a fighting chance. You're trading inflammation for nourishment, fatigue for energy, risk for resilience. Industrial pizza feels like love, but it's more like a long con. Homemade is how you reclaim it. Now, if you thought pizza was a silent killer, buckle up, because fatty meats are next, and they hit harder than you think. Let's be real. Ribs, pork belly, and that juicy slice of picanha, they're not just meals. They're events, cultural icons, melt-in-your-mouth masterpieces that taste like celebration and sound like sizzling victory. But for your liver, they're landmines wrapped in flavor. These meats are loaded with saturated fats, beautiful on the tongue, brutal on the organs. Your liver isn't built to handle that much fat at once. It gets overwhelmed, fast. Those rich meals become long-term burdens, clogging your liver with fat deposits and igniting inflammation like a grease fire in a kitchen with no exits. And once that inflammation starts, it doesn't just stop. The liver tries to fight back, but the more fat it stores, the harder it becomes to function. It loses its edge. Its detox game weakens. Waste starts building up. You don't just feel heavy, you feel off, sluggish, foggy, like your body's engine is misfiring, and you can't quite explain why. Over time, this turns into scarring, liver fibrosis. And if you keep pushing, cirrhosis, liver failure. Irreversible damage, the kind you don't bounce back from with a cleanse or a week of green smoothies. Here's the part no one tells you. The effects of fatty meats don't show up immediately. It's a slow rot. You keep telling yourself it's just one more barbecue, one more celebration, one more holiday plate. But your liver keeps the score, even when you don't. You can love flavor without betraying your body. You can honor tradition without sacrificing your future. And you can still enjoy meat, just smarter, leaner, in balance with what your body can handle. Because once your liver taps out, it doesn't whisper, it screams. And by the time you hear it, the damage is already done. You ever notice how the foods that feel the most comforting are the ones slowly betraying your body behind your back? Case in point, fatty meats. They seduce your senses, sizzle, juice, that primal bite of something grilled to sinful perfection. Ribs, picanha, pork that falls off the bone like it was sent from heaven. But here's the twist. They're quietly sabotaging your liver like a double agent in a spy thriller. Slowly, relentlessly. That flavor you're addicted to, it's the taste of inflammation. It's fatty liver disease, building a nest inside you, brick by greasy brick. Then comes insulin resistance. Yeah, the liver's not working overtime just for fun. Saturated fats trigger a nasty hormonal glitch where your body stops listening to insulin. Translation: blood sugar stays high, fat keeps piling up, and the liver falls deeper into dysfunction. It's not just a liver thing anymore. It's a full-blown metabolic mutiny. Type 2 diabetes is knocking. Hard. Now sure, no one's saying never touch a rib again. But if ribs are a regular guest at your dinner table, your liver's basically living in a war zone. Balance matters. Trade the fatty cuts for lean meats, chicken breast, lean beef, or fish. Or give your liver a vacation with legumes, tofu, or quinoa. Think of it like switching from high-interest debt to a savings account. Same satisfaction, way less stress. Even better, start stacking your plate with antioxidant-rich reinforcements. Veggies, fruits, whole grains. They help your liver heal, push back against the damage, and slow down the ticking time bomb. This isn't about turning your life into a lettuce-eating punishment. It's about turning the tide before your body turns against you. And just when you think you're safe, here comes fried food. Greasy, crispy, golden brown bliss. Fried chicken, fries, donuts that flirt with your soul. They hit your taste buds like a jackpot, but on the inside, they're rigging the game against you. Fried foods are sponges for toxic fats, trans fats, and saturated fats. Exactly the kind your liver can't stand. They pile on fat inside your liver like hoarders in a condemned house. The more you eat, the worse the inflammation, until your liver starts tapping out. But the real villain isn't just the fat. It's the chemical chaos unleashed when oil meets high heat. Frying creates something called AGEs, advanced glycation end products, and acrylamide. Sounds like stuff from a sci-fi lab, right? These compounds ignite oxidative stress, the kind that fries your liver from the inside out. It's not just damage, it's aging, fast-forwarded, accelerated, irreversible. And here's the part restaurants never tell you. Most of those crispy delights, cooked in reused oil, that same oil gets heated and reheated until it's a toxin cocktail. Every refry jacks up the trans fats, turns once edible oil into a chemical swamp. Your liver has to clean it all up, but it can't keep up. Not forever. This is how people end up with liver disease and never see it coming. No alcohol required. No warning signs. Just years of daily indulgence disguised as comfort food. Your liver's not asking for a miracle, just mercy, Fewer deep-fried betrayals, less fat-packed deception, more real food, real nutrients, real support. Because your liver's been loyal. It filters, detoxes, and protects you. Without applause, without a break. It's time you return the favor. Most people think a little fried chicken now and then can't hurt. But here's the twist. The stuff you're frying in your kitchen might be aging your liver like it's been on a Vegas bender for 10 years straight. The real villain? It's not just the oil. It's what happens when you keep doing it. Fried foods flood your system with trans fats and oxidative toxins that your liver, not your stomach, has to clean up. And trust me, your liver is not a fan of double-duty disaster cleanups. Every time you go for that crunchy golden crust, you're stacking damage. One bite closer to fatty liver, inflammation, insulin resistance, and the slow, invisible march toward type 2 diabetes. It's not just about heartburn anymore. It's your liver waving the white flag. And here's the kicker. Most fried food isn't even made fresh. It's often dunked in reused oil that's been sizzling all day, loaded with chemical nightmares like acrylamide and ages, compounds so toxic they might as well come with a skull and crossbones. Your liver's job? Try to detox it all. But that overworked organ eventually hits a wall. That's when it starts falling behind. First, it gets sluggish. Then, the fat piles up, inflammation kicks in, and suddenly, your detox machine is now your body's biochemical landfill. Now, maybe you're thinking, fine, I'll cut back a little. But moderation isn't the secret anymore. It's the method, the switch, air fryers, grilling, baking, steaming. These aren't just Pinterest ideas. They're liver-saving hacks that keep flavor, ditch the damage, and buy your organs some much-needed peace and quiet. Air fryers especially. They're not just trendy toys. They're Trojan horses of health. You still get the crunch. You still get the satisfaction. But what you don't get is that slow liver rot. You're not giving up fried food. You're trading it for a version that doesn't kill your insides softly. But if you think fried food was bad, here comes the heavyweight champion of liver destruction: alcohol.